Hello, my name is Samantha and I'm known here on YouTube as the Hygge Stitcher. Welcome to my home here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I'm so excited that you're here today. I have another really fun episode planned for you. This table is full. It's been about 3 weeks since my last video and I have been stitching a ton. Summertime is when I tend to get the most stitching done, and for me, it's all about the extra sunlight that we get with the longer days. I really enjoy stitching in the evening, and when the sun is still out, I'll keep stitching. And then once like 9 o'clock comes around, it's like, well, you want to watch a movie or something? Sure, but I tend to stitch right until the sun goes down. So I have a ton to share with you today. Also, it's August. It is my 4-year anniversary with Flosstube. I cannot believe I have been filming for 4 years. It has been an incredible journey, just learning how to do this whole process, like how to set up the camera, how to film, how to talk to someone who, isn't in front of you, how to edit, all the things, right? And it's been really, really rewarding and fun. So thank you for being here, for showing up video after video, for commenting and just sharing your time here with me. It's been really, really fun, and I'm going to continue to film. I'm going to continue to stitch and share my stitching with you all. I just wanted to send a special thank you to you all for being here. I've missed you all. Like, it's been 3 weeks since my last video and I've missed being here. I've missed, the excitement of filming a video and sharing my progress. So here we go. Without any further ado, I'm going to jump right in and start sharing some of the things I've been working on. I'm going to talk about a project that is fresh on the Q-Snap. Been working on it today. This is a Mirabilia. This is Butterfly Fairy by Nora Corbett. I love butterflies, and this chart has everything in it. For me, it's got the fairy wings, it's got butterfly, the gorgeous dress that I love stitching, and the cherry on top is the fairy with a wand. I love them all. I need to collect every single fairy that has a wand, and I need to stitch it. So this has been really, really fun to do, and I'm making some great progress. Here she is. Currently, right now, I'm working on her hair and wings. So the last time I had worked on this, I was really focusing in on getting all of her hair complete. And then, you just see the spaces where the beads are gonna go. And then you can see through her wing. Her wing is like a purpley blue color. And then you can see in the background her hair, which is a really cool effect. There's no Krynic in this wing, but there will be sparkle. There's a ton of spaces all through here that is going to be all beaded. So it'll definitely have that really fun sparkle to it. There's also some more stitching I need to do right in here. It's just like this little bit more of her hair. Where'd I put the chart? Where'd it go? Just got started and I can't, oh, it's behind here. I'm like, what am I doing? Okay, here she is. Do you see this little bit of brown hair right at the end of her wing? I still need to get that in, but right now I'm focusing in on getting the hair done in through the wing. It's a lot of blended colors. So it has like one strand of blue and one strand of like sort of a goldy brown color. That's so fun. Look at her come along. I know, looking at this project, like, there is still a ton of stitching to do. Look at her dress and all the flowers, the butterfly itself in her hand. There's still a ton more to do, but I'm just loving how she's coming out and coming together. Gorgeous. Love. Yeah, I've only had her on the Q-Snap for 2 days, and I don't think I'm gonna put her away just yet. I wanna get some more progress on her. I like to meet some milestones before I put it away. Sometimes you create these little milestones that you wanna do, like, I would love to see this half of her wing done and completed. That would be awesome. And then I can move on to more on her dress and coming down. just gorgeous. So I wanted to actually, I had a comment just the other day about, you know, a viewer was watching one of my older videos. And I guess in one of my older videos, I had shared that how I stitch in hand. And currently now, this is how I stitch. I use a Q-snap, and you know, she was asking how come I made the change from stitching in hand to stitching in a Q-snap. And I thought it was an interesting question. I thought I would share with you all. I have been an in-hand stitcher for almost 20 years. That's how I learned how to stitch in hand. And I really enjoy working on a Mirabilia, you know, even with the big piece of fabric. You know, I would kind of roll it up on one side, hold it in my hand, and stitch with my right hand. And I enjoy stitching that way. There is like a therapeutic feeling to stitching in hand, you know, just holding the fabric. There's nothing artificial about it, you know, like with even holding this plastic, it does feel a little like, oh, it kind of takes the fun out of it. But like holding your linen in your hand and stitching with the needle and pulling through, like it's very, yeah, like it's very soothing. And I stitched that way for many, many years. But one day I decided I was going to try, you know, I'd heard so many people or seen pictures of people stitching with it using a Q-snap, and I wanted to give it a try. And once I did, placing my fabric in, you know, it's a bit of a process, but once I had done so and started stitching that way, I did notice that my stitching looked a lot neater, just more crisp, I guess you could say. And I really enjoyed that. And it was just a different experience for me, and I really enjoyed having something different to do. And I think the big thing for me was getting a Lowry stand. Once I had done that and had something that I, you know, hold my Q-snap, I didn't have to hold it anymore and stitch that way. That's just how I have been doing it ever since. And I really enjoy it. It's a bit of a slower process, because now, you know, stitching on top of your fabric, it's much, much faster, stitch in hand. And this way you are constantly like pulling up, pulling down, you know, your hand keeps going like this, pull back around. So you're always going back and forth, whereas, you know, stitching in hand is very much on top. And so it's a bit of a slower process, but I have been enjoying it and I haven't looked back since. Every once in a while, I do miss that ease of just picking up the fabric and not having to like adjust a Q-snap if you wanted to move to a different side, move down, move up, you know, where you just pick up your fabric and stitch. I miss that part, but I really enjoy the look of stitching in a Q-snap. So that's that. I thought I would answer that question. And I would be curious to know if you're an in-hand stitcher, have you ever tried using a Q-snap, and do you like it or not? If you are a Q-snap user, have you ever thought about or wanted to learn how to stitch in hand, that sort of thing? Because I think it's important to learn new things and try new things. Maybe even have some projects that you stitch in hand and others that you stitch in a Q-snap. Like, it's kind of fun to have variety in your stitching. So I'd be interested to know how you do it. So I'm gonna move on to another project. This is something that I have been wanting to get back to. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs. This is my very first Heaven and Earth design, and it's called Once Upon a Fairy Tale by artwork by Amy Stewart. When I received this chart, it was a gift from Sarah Lady Lugana, and I had the option, you know, with the PDF to print off my copy or to use an app to stitch from. And so what I had done is I had printed off the artwork so that I could look at it and to share in my videos. It's kind of fun to have something in hand. And I had printed off like the first page, but I am exclusively using the Markup RXP app in order to stitch this, and it's been really fun. Like, every time I bring it out and get all set up to stitch, I get in a groove and I'm like, oh, I love this. This is so fun. But I'm starting to I've made some progress. I'm going to share with you, but I'm starting to feel like, wow, this is a really big project, and am I ever going to finish this? I sure hope so. I'm gonna keep trying, but I'm stitching mine on a 28 count Lugana that is gridded fabric, and I'm stitching it with one strand of DMC over one full X. So it is like itty bitty, teeny tiny, little itty bitty stitches. And yeah, I like to see my progress like come together and to see what's happening. So I've done a little bit of jumping around in this project. There is like a blue sky up at the top, and in here is a lot of, there's like so many different colors right in there. It's like grays, black, purple, light purple, gray, all through in here. So it's a lot of, you know, confetti stitching. But in here, where these two, it's a bookshelf, there's some books here, and I'm able to get like, go to the top, grab a color, stitch all the way down to the end of the book. Okay, back up to the top. So I've been really enjoying that part. And so what I've been doing is kind of going back and forth, do a little bit of confetti and then go do an orange book and then do the gold colored book. And that's been really, really fun. This right here, this line down to here and across, this is page 1. And I still have a lot of pages left to go. When I was using my app, I think it said there were 60 pages. And I'm like, that can't be right, 60 pages? But it's a huge piece of fabric. Like, look at this, it's humongous. So I'm like kind of laughing at myself because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so big. But I have to tell you, like, I'm really, really enjoying using the app and stitching this way. I do have to use my magnification lamp in order to see the 1/1 stitching. But I'm very curious, once I get the first page done, will I be able to sort of hold it back here and be like, yep, I can see what's happening, you know, and start to see the picture come together? Because Amy Stewart, like, her artwork is amazing. Like, it is full color of the rainbow in here, and there are so many cool elements in this design. There's dragons and gold, and it's all fairy tale and fantasy, and then all of those beautiful colors. Like, look at this moon. There's a huge castle. Like, I don't know if you're able to see that, but there's a huge castle through this with a dragon. Wow. Like, this is gonna be cool. This is me up here. This is me way up here. But I'm having a lot of fun, and I want to get back to this again really, really soon. So I have another fairy. Another fairy to show you. I kind of went, there's a couple of them here this month, past month that I've been stitching, because I enjoy stitching on these so much. These are my favorite. This is the Woodland Fairy by Nora Corbett, Mirabilia. I love the colors in this one. I love the sort of like the butterfly looking wings that she has. She has a wand, and I love the ribbons in this, the pink ribbon. And that was my goal this time, was to get some of that pink ribbon in, because I didn't have any in there. So here I am now. I stitch all of my Mirabilias on 32 count linen, and usually the called for color. This one, I didn't use the called for color. The called for color is Stony Point by Witchelt, sort of a gray. And I think when I had kitted this up, I was like, I had laid the colors on top of this fabric. I think this is Water Lily. It could be Water Lily, or there's another color that's very similar to Water Lily, but I think it's Water Lily. I had a lot of it in my collection, and yeah, I thought, oh, this will work, right? This will look good. And throughout the process, there is a lot of yellow and browns in this stitch, and I'm not 100% convinced that I chose the right fabric for her, but I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I've stuck with it. And I'm hoping that as I get farther along and add more colors of her wing in and get all of these, you know, the beautiful pinks in the design, it's gonna come together. There's also a lot of green leaves, so I did a few of them right here. But there's lots more, like look on the front where her wand is. And the green color looks really, really great on this fabric. And there's also like some of the leaves will have a little bit of greenery and then some green sparkle Krynic, which I think is gonna look really, really cool. So lots to look forward in this design. There was a ton of work I did. I worked on this for 5 or 6 days and was able to do the ribbons up to here and all of this. Like, she's sitting on a log, you can kind of see the log right here, and I basically did everything under the log down and a little bit in here as her dress kind of comes down. But I really wanted to I'm sort of stuck in this spot right now where I'm in between 2 pages where I'm constantly flipping from the front side of the chart to the back side of the chart because I'm like right in the middle. And the way that I like to stitch, I don't like to do the line across. I like to grab the color that I'm using and stitch all the way down. So I have to flip over the pattern and continue on my row. And then once that color is done, then I flip it back over, go up to the top and stitch some more, flip it over. It's a lot of flipping back and forth, but I want to get through it. I remember doing that the last time I had picked this stitch up, whereas working right in here in her dress, doing that back and forth. And I did that part of her dress, and now I am done this part. The only thing that I left out was right here. You can see that's where another ribbon is going to go. And I wasn't ready to do that ribbon yet because you can see it goes from the log and it goes all the way down to the bottom of the chart. So I'll do that one a little bit later. But for now, next time I pick this up, I can just like stitch on her dress. I could stitch on her wings. I could do the wand. I could jump around now. I've done the hard work of the flipping back and forth. But doesn't she look incredible? Yeah. I love her wings. I talk about this in every video, but every time I show one of my fairies, but I'm in love with the wings and how Nora Corbett charts them. So you can see there's this line of Krynic that goes down, the sparkly, and then you can also see her skin peeking through the wing, and the effect that she has done with this one is 1 strand of color of her skin and 1 strand of blending filament. Doesn't that look awesome? And then same down here, this is a little bit of her golden colored dress. It's a goldy colored floss with 1 strand of blending filament, the silver. It's so pretty. I love these. Oh my gosh. Okay. Can you tell I love Mirabilia, Nora Corbett? She's amazing. Up next, I want to share Teresa Wentzler. It's summertime. This is a newer start for me. I believe I started this a month ago, 2 months ago, and this is called Trade Winds. And I love this stitch. It's going to be amazing on my wall one day. Teresa Wentzler, it's got the mermaid, there's dolphins, there's the ship, the alphabet. There's so many cool things in this stitch. And the more time I spend with it, the more I realize this one's going to be easy, I think, compared to some of the other Teresa Wentzlers I have on the go. And it's because of the way that this chart is broken up. You know, you see there's a mermaid over here and there's a mermaid on this side, but it's sort of like you've got this like, it's almost like a bookmark, you know, like it's not that big. And you have these opportunities to stitch one at a time, you know, and then when you want to get into the middle and do the ship and the water, like it's sort of alphabet, it's broken up into these different chunks. So I think it's going to be really easy to do. The last time you saw this, I had completed the border, the top part of the border here. Like I haven't touched anything going down, so I've kind of done the border halfway up. So you got that arch and the framework going around. And I had mentioned how much I'm dying to get some color into this stitch. I really wanted to see some of those blues and purples and to stitch a mermaid this summer. So I started. And this took probably 3-4 days for me to complete how much I've done here. And I had started up at the top and had done some stitching. And when you are doing a Teresa Wentzler, she does a lot of blending colors, where you have one of like 2 different colors of DMC that you put together and then stitch. And when you do that and you've got like a thread going of those 2 colors and you only stitch like 4 or 5 stitches and put it away, I like to use up my thread. So what I had done is I had started with a color up in the corner, and then I also, once I had finished, I had also kind of gone up here because these 2 blocks have almost the exact same colors in them for the water. And so I, found a couple more spots that I could use up that thread, and then toss whatever, the leftover I had, because it wasn't enough to like save. And so then I get another color. And so I just kept doing that back and forth. And that was really, really fun. And then you can start to see the mermaid. I have completed all of her hair up at the top, and you can see the stitching of her face. It hasn't been back stitched yet, so it is a little confusing to see like what that is, but that is this mermaid here. And she's sort of looking up. So you see at the side profile of her face and her hair. And once you get the back stitching in, you'll be able to see sort of like the waves in her hair. I think it looks really, really pretty. And I was really hoping that you'd be able to see that detail. Oh. So lots more work to go on this one, but really like a few days, three days, maybe 4 of stitching, and that's how far I got. So that was really awesome to come to see that come together. This mermaid doesn't stop here. She goes all the way down. The side borders go all the way down. And then up top here, the waves are the same color, but this will have a gray dolphin in it. And that will be fun to stitch too. So I think I might jump around a little bit on this project. Maybe next time I'll focus more on this block and get some of the dolphin in. Maybe work on one of these, who knows? I'll see where I go next time. But that was a lot of fun. Really enjoying that one. It's good. Okay, before I talk about my next project, I don't want to forget about this. In my last video, it was all about Christmas in July stitching. And I had offered up this brand new Nora Corbett chart. This is from the Christmas Eve Couriers. This one's called Donner. And I have used the random YouTube comment picker to pick the winner. And the winner is Honey Bunny Stitchery. Congratulations. Reach out to me, send me an email, hyggestitcher@gmail.com with your address, and I will ship this out to you. That's so exciting. Thank you for everybody who entered in. That was a lot of fun. And so I'm gonna jump into some Christmas stitching. I have 2 projects in my pile here that are Christmas, but this is the one that I have been working on since January. Every single month I bring this out on the 25th and I stitch on it for a day. This is the Dimensions Gold Collection Enchanted Ornament Stocking. And I am just like, I can't wait till the year is done to see how far I get just by doing 1 day a month, because I've been making some really great progress. I keep this one on a scroll frame. Again, going back to trying different things. I don't have many of these. I actually got this scroll frame from a thrift store. I found it and scooped it up and found a project for it. And it's really fun to actually have a scroll frame where the project just lives on that frame. And whenever I want to pick it up, it's like ready to go. I don't have to, with the Q-snap, like get it out. Where am I going? That sort of thing. This is always ready. So I actually really enjoy that part and enjoy this process. I use my Lowry stand to hold it while I stitch. And last month, July 25th, I worked on all of this background light blue stitching because I've been talking about it for months now, about how I'd like to get the background all done. It's very easy stitching. It's one strand, half stitch, but just following the chart and where it goes. And so first I had done in here, and when I was actually, like, I had done a little bit of it, and then when I came back to it, I had noticed as I was going through, like, oh, I've actually missed some stitches, like some of this greenery. So I had gone through the chart really thoroughly and made sure I didn't miss any more stitching. And then I completed all the light blue half stitches all through here, all through this greenery here. And then this whole open section is all done and it looks incredible. So next time I pick this up, I'm not sure if I'm going to continue on to do some light blue stitching. I kind of was thinking about it. Maybe what I'll do is grab a strand of the light blue, it's a nice long strand, and fill in a little section. And then do some greenery, do some stitching down here, just to kind of switch it up so that it's not all half stitching all the time, and just to fill in some more space, because it is a goal of mine to get the first top half of the chart completed, back stitching everything done, except for beading, but get all the stitching in on the top half so that I can start using the other side of the chart. Just kind of because there's 2 pages. So that's sort of a goal for me for 2025. That would be amazing, but we'll see how far. Like, I'm shocked at how far I've been able to come so far in 2025. It's incredible, because I felt like the process before was that I would work on it for like 2 or 3 days, like over the Christmas holiday, and not get very far. And then it would be like a whole another year before I would bring it out again, or maybe a day or two at Christmas in July. And it just wasn't getting that progress and seeing where I was going. But now I am. Like, it feels awesome. Yeah. Like, I can just imagine once I get the back stitching done on this, oh my goodness, it's gonna be beautiful. Maybe that's what I'll do next time, is a little bit of back stitching, just so that I can like see it come together. Okay, before I get to my next project, I have some things on my table here, because I have gone thrifting. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love to go to the thrift store and to look for goodies, cross-stitch goodies. And I haven't had any luck, but that's okay. I did find something that did excite me. I found some fabric for a project bag. It was just a lonely piece of fabric in the store, and as I walked past it, I was like, wow, that's actually really cool looking, like interesting. And then when I actually picked it up and looked at it, I was like, there's some really cool elements in this fabric that would make a great project bag. Because I have a sewing machine. I just recently learned how to make a project bag, and so I'm like, okay, I would like to make some more. And in this panel has these really cool, very feminine designs. And the black and white is really cool. And it's got these, little pops of color. What do you think? Isn't this cool? So I'm excited to see what I come up with this. I have a little bit of material left over from my last project bag. Like, I have this, pink color. I have a little bit more of this green color. I don't know, I might use some of those for like the edges. I have a few zippers that I bought for my last project bag, because I wasn't sure like what color to use for my last project bag. So I have a couple of zippers. So I'm, over the next month, I'm going to head down to my fabric store and see what I can find to match with this fun fabric to make a project bag. So look forward to that in the future. Maybe I can make a couple of them. That would be really, really fun. We'll see. But that was my thrift find of the month. I'll keep looking. Trust me, I will be looking to see what else I can find. So I'm gonna show you another Christmas project. Because it's an important one. This is Peace on Earth. This is Peace on Earth Sal that I had started in July, for Christmas in July, but also this is a new chart by Leela's Studio. And I've been stitching all the Quakers and having a ton of fun. Very excited when this one came out at around market, spring 2025. This is a gorgeous chart. And it was really fun. You know, there were others who jumped in and joined along on the stitch along. Some people shared their progress. Some people messaged me like, I'm doing it too. I'm stitching as well. So that's really exciting. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna work on it again before sort of the wintry season starts up again, you know, where that itch of like, oh, I want to stitch on Christmas, or winter, when that comes up again, I will stitch on it. But also in the month of December, I will bring life back into the stitch along again, Peace on Earth Sal for others, because some people love stitching Christmas in July and some rather would wait for December. So I'm kind of doing it twice this year. I will bring it out again in the month of December and stitch on it some more. But here's my progress. I'm feeling so proud of myself. I did a ton. And I started in a totally different way than I have done any of the other Quakers. Typically what I'll do is start in the quarter and, you know, either stitch this way across or stitch down. Sometimes I know for summer Quaker, I had started it right smack in the middle and started the seam in the middle and then worked my way to the Quakers. This one I did totally different. I started in the middle top and did this medallion. And then once I had started that medallion and got those colors in there, and the more I looked at the chart, I was like, ooh, I want to do that white dove because it's so pretty and very, very simple stitching. You can see it's just a gray outline and then fill in. And then to stitch this part, the top part of the design has the holly, like the holly leaf, but doesn't have the holly berries. The bottom half of the ring has more of the holly berry. Look at that. So it'd be kind of fun to complete the circle, to do the holly at the bottom in the month of December. So that could be really fun too. But look at how pretty. I'm stitching this on a 36 count linen by R&R Reproduction called Patriot's Brew. My first R&R, and I love it. I'm stitching it 2/2. So I'm using 2 strands of DMC over 2 linen threads, and it is looking gorgeous. I know there are a lot of people who like I feel like it goes either way. Either if you stitch on 36 count, you're using 1 strand and over 2 linen threads, and then some people do 2/2. And I have to say, I was gonna give it a go at first just to see on this R&R if I should use 1 strand or 2, and I started with 2 and I was like, yeah, okay, it's feeling okay as I'm stitching on it. It doesn't look like too bulky, like, you know, it still looks, I feel like it looks right. For my taste, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's going to be gorgeous, really, really fun stitch. And this needle minder, it's not Christmassy, but it really fit in with the, you know, the green leaf and the red of the ladybug. This was a gift that I had received last year, I believe, from a wonderful stitcher, tpmakes.com. She still has, Tammy, she still has a website that you can go to and go check out her. I don't know if she has these needle minders anymore, but she is constantly creating new things, and her website's really fun. So you should go check it out. But I left out her card on my table here so I could share about her needle minder, because it's so cool. As I was stitching on it, I was, you know, using it and just having a lot of fun with this needle minder. It's really fun. Really good quality, really, really fun. Peace on Earth, yeah. Having so much fun with that. But I'm gonna tuck it away for a little while. All right, I'm gonna share with you something that something new from my stitchy space that I found. I have been looking for a way to display my Mirabilias. You know, if I should get like a basket to put them in, or a box or something to like fit into my shelf here, because I've just been laying them down. And so I had gone to Michael's and I had found, like, they have a lot of clear containers, you know, things you could store your stuff in. And when I had actually I'll show you later on in the video, but I had taken one of my Mirabilias to Michael's just to buy some DMC floss. We were going there, me and my daughters, you know, every once in a while we like to go and buy yarn and things like that. And I was like, well, if we're going, I'm gonna find something to kit up and pick up some DMC. And so I actually had my Mirabilia in my hand when I was in the store, and I was like, ooh, this is a great opportunity to see if I can find some sort of container to put them in. And we looked and looked and looked, and then finally we found this one. And I mean, there's nothing really that grand and special about it, but what I loved is that I could sit it upright and fit quite a few of them in there, and sort of like a way to display on my shelf so you could see the Mirabilia charts. And easy to flip through. You know, if you're like, which one should I do? Kind of going shopping in your own home, right? Like, which one should I do? And so I love this. I thought I would share. Boy, I guess it still has a sticker on the bottom. It's called Simply Tidy. And it does look like they stack on top of each other. Not that you would do that in here, but it looks like on the sticker that you could stack them. But I am considering to go back and to buy another one to put all my Nora Corbetts in. I don't have as many Nora Corbett charts, but it would be nice to have two to keep them separate as I collect, right? Because I'll get more, I'm sure of it. But here's my collection of Mirabilias, and I just put it on my shelf here. I thought I would share. That's so cool. Yeah. It's fun when you get new things for your space. Like, I'm constantly dreaming and thinking about what I want to add down here. Like, this was what I have created here in the back of my backdrop is really a place where I could store all my stuff. I found that I was constantly, every time I needed a new project, I would go to my bedroom for the chart, and then I would go to a different room and a different drawer for my DMC, and then, you know, oh, my stand and all my things are over here. Like, I was just going around the whole house collecting all my things every time I wanted to stitch something. You know, here's a drawer for all my beads, and yeah, it was just a lot. And you know, also when I was filming before, if you go back and watch some of my older videos, I used to film upstairs in our home. And so I used to have to like gather all the things and bring it to the, you know, the kitchen table and set up my space to film. And now I don't have to do that. I have a space to store all of my cross-stitch goodies, my collection, and I have a place to film. So it's been game changer. But I still have more ideas. You know, this is just one small step. I have other ideas of, like, I have a sewing machine. Where am I gonna put that? I wanna have like an actual table here that I could have it set up, and, you know, I have tons of wall space here where I could have things hanging on the wall, and, you know, just, so there's a lot more still to come as I'm collecting and building all of my space. So, you know, I will share more as time goes on, and as I add more things, of course, I'm going to share, you know, because it's exciting. It's exciting when you get new things for your space. I want to encourage you that if you are a stitcher and you're starting to realize you're building up a bit of a collection and how to store your things, start thinking about that. Start thinking about a shelving unit, or you know, things that, like, this shelving unit has, you don't really see it, but it has like the open spot at the top, but at the bottom I have drawers, you know, so that I can pull out, oh, this is one I keep my fabric in, and this is one I keep my thread in, and that sort of thing. So you can start thinking about like where you would put your things and creating a little space in your home where you can keep it all together. Keeping yourself organized is good. All right, so let's move on. I have another, I was in a bit of a, you know, going through a phase of fairies here this month. This is Cottage Garden Fairy by Nora Corbett, Mirabilia. This is MD63, and I love her. Wait till you see. The last time I had worked on her, I had completed some of her skin, like I had gotten her arms in, and I when I picked this up, I immediately knew I had to finish her face, like get her face in. And once I had done that, I was like, well, maybe let's put some hair on her too. So I completed her hair and her face. There's no back stitching on her yet, but you can really see her come. Look at this. This is incredible. She's looking amazing on this fabric. What did I stitch her on? This is a 32 count Oaken, I believe it's called, by Picture This Plus. This was one of the first few that I have done that wasn't on the called for fabric, you know, getting brave and trying new things, and I can't get over her. She's looking so awesome on this fabric. And I haven't stitched her wings yet. That's coming soon. I was really tempted as I was stitching her hair, like, I'm right here. I could just get the framework in for her. I was like, no, just wait a little bit. Next time you pick her up, you could do that maybe, or get some more of her dress done. She has a large dress. So there's still lots more to go on her. Like, look at those wings. Again, to me, that is a butterfly wing. I love it. She's holding a wand. Great colors. You can't tell in this picture here, but those wings are ultimate sparkly. In the center of her wing, that is all like sort of this gray color that you're seeing. Not so much the pink, but the gray is all Krynic. So she's going to be ultimate sparkly, and she's got this amazing wand, lots of beads, and it's hard to see on this picture too here, but right here, this is all Krynic and going to be all beading. She's going to have lots of great elements, and look here on the top of her dress, those are all spaces for beads. Ah, it's going to be incredible. I love this one. Like, as I was stitching on it, I was like, okay, I got to a point where I was like ready to stop, and then that just started, because this was the first one I had picked up. That just started like, oh, I want to stitch on another, I want to stitch on another fairy, another one. That's what happens. All right, I have more projects to show you, but I thought I would pause and do talk a little bit about the Buy Me a Coffee link. I have to thank those who have supported my channel, because I have been collecting. I have been saving, I should say. I've been saving up the funds from Buy Me a Coffee so that I could get something framed. And I recently used the funds from that to go down and put a deposit on a framed piece. And so I wanted to share with you, I'm gonna insert a picture. This is what I have decided to frame. I had earlier this year finished an owl forest embroidery called Emerald City. And before I had taken it to the store, I had thought, this frame has got to be like blingy. Like, it needs to be, I was thinking like an emerald green color to like really shiny, really beautiful, maybe a purple, but more, I thought maybe some viewers had made some suggestions, like, what about a gold frame, like for the Yellow Brick Road? And I was like, yeah, you know. So when I got to Lizzie B's, Barb, the owner there, she helped me. First, we pulled out all the green frames, you know, all the emerald green, and laid them on the fabric. And I was like, maybe this one, maybe that one. But nothing was like jumping out at me to be like, that's the one. And then we went down the gold road, you know, the yellows and the golds. And again, nothing was like, she had beautiful frames, beautiful frames to pick from, but none of them were like screaming like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do. And then we tried purple, and purple was looking actually really great with the green fabric. But I didn't feel like it was enough. And Barb had made the suggestion, I think, like, what about a black frame? Like putting two frames together so you get the purple and the black. And once we had done that, it was like a lightning bolt, like, yes, immediately, yes, this looks so cool. So I hope you're seeing the picture. It basically, the black brings out some of the, like, the witchy part of the design, and the purples. And I think the purple looks so good with the green fabric. Like, I'm in love with it, and I cannot wait. She's had it at the store for a little while, and I cannot wait until it's done and pick it up. I'm hoping that in like August, maybe September, to get it back and be able to put it on my wall for Halloween, for the fall season. When I think of Emerald City and I think of the Wizard of Oz, I have so many memories, like as kids, people dressing up as Dorothy. I think people still do to this day for Halloween, the Scarecrow and the Tin Man. Like, they're just such great costumes to have or to wear during the holidays, the ruby red slippers and the whole thing. So to me, just having the black frame and the purple, the witchy element of it really gives me that Halloween feeling. So I'm excited. I cannot wait. And I have to thank those who have used the Buy Me a Coffee link to help make this possible. It's very, very exciting. So thank you so much. And once I get it, it's gonna be immediate, like I need to film and to share it with you all because it's very, very exciting. All right. The next project we're going to talk about is a Nora Corbett. This is a dragon that I had started last year for the Year of the Dragon. This is Fire and Ice Dragon. This is the Ice Dragon. There were an option in the Patreon when you print off this chart in order to, you can pick which color if you want to do the Fire Dragon, which has got a lot of the oranges and golds kind of colors and reds. And this one is green and blue. From this picture, it is the sort of the hand-drawn design part of the process for Nora. And this is where I am able to go. So when I had picked this up, I had already completed the framework for this, the dragon. And now I'm starting to move up and to get the shape of the wing. And it was really kind of shocked me, actually, the way that it's designed. Typically when I do a Nora Corbett or a Mirabilia, she uses a lot of dark colors on the outside, and then as you come in, the lighter colors. The wing was the opposite. It's like lighter colors on the outside, and then as it comes in, the darker colors. I wish I could show you the chart. But yeah, that part really surprised me. So I was getting that framework in and getting the light color stitched in across, and you can kind of see the, the boning of the wing. And I got some sparkly Krynic in there too. Hard to show on the camera though, but I wanted to get it in there it's a really, really dark color. I believe it's number 850 Krynic, and it is like mostly black with a little bit of green sparkle in it. So it's a very, very dark Krynic, but it's in there. Trying to capture it on the camera, but it's not showing up. But anyways, it's in there. So that was really, really fun. Next time I pick this up, I want to get the framework for the other side, and then I can get into the good, the fun block stitching I really enjoy doing, and get those fun colors in there. Oh, this is a smaller dragon though. Compared to my others that I've done or have as whips, this is a smaller dragon. So it's kind of fun to have a small one and then a big one to work on. Okay, here's my big finish. It's a little project, but it's the most, this is a finish for me. It's always a goal of mine every Christmas in July to finish my reindeer. I always start a new one in December. For the month of December, I start a reindeer, and then in Christmas in July, I finish it. And this is Comet by Nora Corbett. I only have a few more of these left to go, but I really, really enjoy them. They're so fun because they're not like a huge commitment. I can typically, if I just stitched on this nonstop, I would probably finish it in 2 to 3 weeks, like from start to finish. They don't take that long. There's not a lot of stitching, but there's everything in them. Like, you've got Krynic, you've got back stitching, you've got beads, you have crystals. It's all in here. The Krynic, everything. Like, oh, so sparkly, so fun. Look at how great this looks. Oh, that was a lot of fun. And actually, the beading on this project was really, really easy to do. As you can see, there's a border, and in the border there was like some stitching, and then like almost looks like a flower, with the white all the way around, and then a sparkly blue bead in the center, and you just go along the chart, super easy. Oh, you've got a, like, let's do a wisp, I like to call them, you know, and as you're up and out here, you got to do some of the beading over here. Like everything just sort of flowed really, really easy. And all through here, like, look at those charms. Those are so fun. I use an invisible thread when I add my charms because, and my beads. When I first got started with the beading many years ago, I used to use like the same color thread as the fabric to stitch, or if it was a certain color bead, sometimes I would grab a thread that was the same color of the bead, and I liked that. And when I moved to, and I think it was like maybe on one of the charts it said like, this is what they used in this, the model was stitched with, used this, you know, used this invisible thread, and I was like, I want to give it a try. And when I first tried it for the first like couple of projects, boy, it was a nightmare to work with because it's invisible. It's hard to see. It gets, the needle comes off the, you know, the thread really, really easily because it's like a plastic, it's slippery. Yeah, it was a real challenge for me. However, I stuck with it, and I got, like, there's like little techniques, and it's hard to even explain or how to teach. Like, you just have to do. You just have to do and like find your way with it. And if it's impossible, that's okay. You could go back, you know, but I highly recommend giving it a try because the effect, like, you don't see, when you're adding a charm, you don't see anything. Like, it is invisible. Like, you don't, it is just the gem. And like, to me, it just adds that extra pizzazz, like just that little extra of like, wow, the wow factor, right? Not being able to see anything, it's just invisible there. And sometimes you'll come across a project where the gem that is used doesn't even have a hole. Like, I've done a Nora Corbett before that had a butterfly charm, a couple of them, and there was no hole. Like, there was no, how do you attach this? Like, there's no way to put it on. And basically what I had done is I had used the invisible floss, like came up at the bottom of the butterfly, and it sort of like went around the center of the butterfly like 4 or 5 times to like anchor it in. And that's how I attached them. And I couldn't imagine how I would have put it on if it wasn't invisible, you know? I don't know. But I really do love the effect. I love the way that it looks. It's very, very pretty. So that was a lot of fun, and I feel really proud of myself for finishing another reindeer this year, and excited to start a new one in December. I have another project I'm going to show you, but before I get to that, I wanted to talk a little bit about Stitchy Kindness. I have a PO box that, you know, viewers have been using to send little cards and postcards, and every once in a while, you know, I will get down there and look and like, wait, there's a package in here. Oh my gosh. And I received a lovely like total surprise. I had no idea this was coming. I got a lovely card from a lovely viewer, Jessica. How cute is this? Little cabin in the woods. And the first sentence says, "Hi Samantha, surprise, it's mail in your PO box." I just was like, okay. I continue to enjoy watching your floss tubes. I saw this at Value Village, even at, she had a coupon, and saw this Teresa Wensler project, and she thought of me and picked it up and grabbed it, and I'm like, this is incredible. I love Teresa Wensler, and yes, you can find them. Like, I have been lucky to find a fully stitched Teresa Wensler framed. I have found, you know, charts and things like that at the thrift store. And thank you so much, Jessica, for thinking of me. This was such a lovely surprise. I couldn't even wait to get home. Like, I had picked it up, got in my car, and ripped open your package because I was so excited to see who it was from and what was inside. And what Jessica found was, this is called Fruit Bell Pull. It's a cross stitch kit. And so a stitcher had started this project and had donated it, but it has everything in there, the fabric, the floss, and a start. So it was kind of fun to go through the through the pattern and tried to figure out like which square of the bell pull this was, because you know, is this right side up or is this right side up, you know, like I don't know. So I went through the chart just to find which one it is, and I believe it is this chart here where it's the pear up at the corner and the start. And looking at the stitching, this is done on, I think it's a Lugana, an even weave, possibly a 32 count. I wonder, oh, it says 28 count even weave in the kit, so I believe it. That does look right. And so it goes this way. The stitching in this is beautiful, and there's some threads here from where they had left off. I'm excited about this. Like, this wasn't a chart that I had originally thought I was going to collect, but I have seen other stitchers stitch this chart, and it's stunning. So how could I not, you know, how could I not pick this up and stitch on it? So I'm gonna do so. I'm gonna add it to my whips. I will add it to my whip list. I'm not sure when the first day will actually come about to like put my first stitches in, because then I consider it a whip of mine. And but I will soon. I love it. Thank you so much, Jessica, for thinking of me. I'm gonna put your card behind me here. I love it. And like, I can't thank you enough. That is such a lovely surprise that you were out shopping, found something, and thought of me. It's incredible. Thank you. That's so awesome. I have received a few more things in the mail. I have, this was a letter that came in from Chris, a viewer. He had come across through like eBay, through like something he had purchased, and it was a freebie that he had received, and he thought, hey, I think Samantha would like this. It's a Told in a Garden. It's one of the like Christmas angels, one of their little freebies, I think, from back in the day. It says a little gift from Told in the Garden, which I totally love and totally appreciate. I'm gonna add this to my collection. Thank you for the surprise, Chris. Awesome. And I also had received a card. So this one was from Debbie. Debbie sent me a beautiful dragon card. Thank you so much for thinking of me, Debbie. Your card made my day. I just really enjoy this part. You know, I spend the time like putting the videos together and sharing my experiences with you all. And when you take the time to share you know, a thought with me through the mail, it's really, really fun and really, really rewarding. It helps me get to know you all a little bit better. So thank you so much, Debbie. This is awesome. It's going up here with my collection of cards. And I also got a postcard in the mail. This one is from Denise. She has been, I think like every month she'll send me another one, and I just love it. It's a nice surprise. And she always includes a little quote on the back of her cards. So she says, "Dearest Samantha, live in the sunshine, swim in the sea, drink the wild air." This is a quote by R.W. Emerson, which is a quote that is used in the Summer Quaker from Leela's studio. The Summer Quaker quote in the middle is "Live in the sunshine." And I love this. She says, "Hope all is well. Have a wonderful day. Best wishes, Denise." I love it. Thank you so much. It's so perfect. Going up here. Okay, so I will go back to my latest finish. Well, I shouldn't say finish because it's not quite finished yet. It's almost there. I'm like one more stitchy session and it's going to be done. This is Treasure Island by Owl Forest Embroidery. So I had 2 parts left. Basically what I have done is I added in the palm trees, the ship, the parrot. There's a dolphin over here and more palm trees on the bottom of the border. So if you know the chart, if you've seen it before, basically the last part that I have remaining, oh, I also did the flag with the X on it, is the treasure itself. That's the last part of the stitch, and then she's gonna be done. And it's a goal of mine to finish it this summer, so next time I pick this up, it's getting finished. Ah, Treasure Island, how cool. This is a free stitch along that was started a few years ago, and I have been like, I could have just stitched this as the stitch along was going and the parts were coming out, but I was enjoying it so much that I kind of do this with a lot of my projects. When I really, really love a project, I don't want it to be over. And, you know, like I wanted to sort of cherish each section of this chart and not rush it. So it's kind of bittersweet. Like it's exciting to finish this project and to be able to be like the possibility of like to go get it framed and be able to share it in my backdrop it sounds exciting and fun, but then it'll be finished. You know, it's kind of sad. But I think I have stretched it out far enough, you know, because I've had it as a work in progress for a couple of years now. So it's time, but I'm looking forward to seeing the completed stitches. It was really, really fun. Like, look at this parrot. Like, look at the colors in this stitch. It's so cool. This was one of my favorite parts in the design too, the nautical rose. Super, super fun. And I love how the, what do you call this? The wheel to the ship, it's got a name, I don't know. I love the way that this looks on, you know, to complement the other side of the chart. The boat at the top, all the pirates. Oh, and even one of my favorite parts that I never remember to share is the sun and the moon. I love that part. And the actual treasure island up at the top where you see the red and how the variegated floss changes. I love it. This is so good. I had stitched mine on a 32 count vintage country mocha linen. I think it looks great. Very excited. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna share with you, I have a stack here of some more things. My birthday's coming up, and I'm really excited about this. There's a new movie coming out, and it's called Freakier Friday 2. I love this movie. This is Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. Freaky Friday came out in, boy, I should have looked that up. I think it was the late 90s or early 2000s. Oh, 2003. That makes sense. And super fun movie, and the new movie is coming out, and we have tickets, and we're going to be going as a family to go watch the movie for my birthday. It's going to be super fun. I'm looking forward to it. But that's just, you know, one of the fun things that I'm excited about. I also have, you've seen me talk about this chart a lot, this and you know, over the last year. This is Fairy of the Rainbow that I have fully kitted up. I have the fabric, I have all the floss, I'm ready to go. And I was gonna start it last month, and I thought, Samantha, you should save it. You should save it for your birthday. So that is what I have done. I'm going to start this on my birthday. The birthday start. And I just wanted to share with you again the fabric that I have it on this scroll frame that I'm going to be stitching it on this beautiful fabric hand dyed by Rolanda. I love it. I can't wait to get my first stitches in. Like, I cannot wait. And I have all the beautiful rainbow colors to stitch with. I think it's just going to be ultimate fun. I have been thinking about where I want to start this project, and I think I'm going to start at the top, middle, come down, and start with the wing, I think. We'll see though, because I might get scared of where I am on my chart and all the things and want to start in the middle, but we'll see. I'm hoping that I'll be able to figure that part out easily and to start in the wing and to get those rainbow colors in. That'll be a lot of fun, but isn't she gorgeous? This is a Joan Elliott stitch. She is going to be my third Joan Elliott, and hopefully more to come in the future. Just love it. I thought this would be a fun birthday start because I'm just so excited about it. So that feels really good to have a birthday start. And some things that I've been thinking about for the month of August. I have my book of days, and I started, you know, decorating for the month of August. And I made a couple of goals for myself. Doesn't look pretty? I love all those butterflies. My goal was to start the Rainbow Fairy, and also to finish a mermaid that I started last year for my birthday. It's a mini Nora Corbett. So to finish that and to start, so have a new start and have a finish. Also, I've been thinking about getting out some of my past projects that I had started for my birthday in the years past. And so first I'm going to show you, this is my mermaid that I plan to finish. I haven't made any progress on it since the last time you saw it, so I'll just show it to you quickly. But I'm hoping to finish this fully with all the stitching and the beading, which I can totally do. And that sounds fun, right? Because of the time of year, summertime, stitching on a mermaid sounds like a lot of fun, and to get to do some of the beading and that sort of thing. This was a birthday start from when I first started my YouTube channel, the Hygge Stitcher. I had started this chart, and it is Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow in this beautiful Halloween bag. I haven't stitched on this in a few years, so it will be exciting to bring it out and hopefully finish another block. On this one, here is where I am. I'm stitching this on a 40 count linen, which isn't my favorite thing to do anymore. One strand of floss, DMC, but it's an incredible stitch, and I'm just excited to actually bring it out and to get some stitching done on it. And I'm excited to see which block I decide to stitch on. So that'll be fun. So first project, one of my oldest projects from 2021 when I started my floss tube. Wow. So it'll be fun to get some progress on that one. And then I also have Summer Quaker, which I had started in 2023. You all know the chart. I want to get some more progress in on it. Now that I have done the start on Peace on Earth, I feel like, okay, I can go back to this one and get some more progress done. Here is where I am so far. I think I need to get that green border in, the sort of the green seaweed to complete the square. I think that's where I'm gonna go, but we'll see. So for the month of August, I want to get some progress on that. And then one more. I have one more project, one of my older whips. This is Dutch Beauty. Legacy stitch. That's what I say every time I bring this out. This is a legacy stitch. It's going to take me a long time to complete this project. And I've been thinking a lot about how I'm going to get there. And I think I need to bring this out once a month next year. We'll see. But I really do want to make some more progress on it. I'm trying to get the border done for the second section of this part of the chart. And there's a huge like urn and flower that I think is going to be absolutely beautiful to add some of those pinky, pale pink colors into the fabric. I think it's going to add a really great, visually, it's going to be really, really beautiful. So I'd like to get some progress in on Dutch Beauty. Those are my goals for the rest of the month. And something else I've been working on is kitting up a few projects for the remainder of the year. I like to have like a plan for the fall and for Christmas. I know I'm going to be starting another reindeer in December, but what am I going to start in October? What am I going to start in November? Like I've been starting to think about that. And I ordered a couple of pieces of fabric a little while ago. This is one of my favorite colors by Witchelt. It is a 32 count milk chocolate linen by Witchelt. And I love this color. Like it's amazing. And what I had done is gone through my collection of charts and kind of looked to see like, which ones could I start with this fabric? You know, I have been over the last couple of years collecting and stitching the Nora Corbett Bewitching Pixies. And I have a couple more left to go. So possibility I might start one of these this October, or I have another one here. This was a gift from Karen, and she had gifted me a little while back, a few years ago actually, Lady Mirabilia from the 25th anniversary collection. And she is stitched on milk chocolate fabric. So I've been thinking maybe this one, maybe a witch, because it's a big piece. So I could either do one big Mirabilia, or I could cut the fabric in half and have enough fabric for 2 more of these. So I'm gonna think about that, but I'm leaning more towards being able to kit up 2 projects and start one of them this Halloween. So that could be fun. I've already shared with you a possibility. This is another fabric I had purchased. It's a 32 count raw linen with gold metallic, very, very sparkly. And I have this pattern that I've decided to stitch. This one is called Secret Santa. And a lovely viewer had reached out to me with her conversion, because there is a color in here called needle paints. And in the chart, it asks for needle paints thread, which is no longer made and hard to find. It like people have them out there in their collections, but they're hard to find. And so she sent me her conversion, which I'm going to use, and I'm going to kit this up as well for the holiday season. So that's something to look forward to. This gold sparkly fabric is so fun. And I have one other. I have been talking about ordering this color forever. This is a fabric. It is a 32 count Laurel linen by Witchelt. And I have been wanting and dying to try this, this color. And before I show you the color, this is the chart. Well, this is what Laurel linen looks like. This is called The Scent of Old Roses by Mirabilia. It is MD 54. It is a chart that I've had in my collection for a little while. And she's different from anything I've ever stitched. She has no wings. She's not a fairy. She's a fancy lady. And I really, really love the way that she looks. She's got a beautiful dress. In here is actually, in the colors here, there is Whisper, like a fuzzy floss. So that's kind of a cool effect. But anyway, so I decided I'm going to stitch this. And I purchased a piece of Laurel linen. And remember I was telling you I went to Michael's and to kit up a project? Well, this is the thread for that project. Look at this. I'm dead. I'm dead. This is so pretty. Look at those, the purple, the green, the pinks, the reds, like, wow. 32 count Laurel linen by Witchelt. So I'm excited to get some of these colors on this fabric and to see how I like it. But just looking at this, like, I know I'm gonna love working on this project. Whoa, this is gorgeous. And like I said, you look at this picture and you don't see that. You don't see that like pop of color on the fabric, how vibrant and beautiful this is. And it's a chart that I actually don't see. I don't think I've ever seen anybody stitch this one. Like I've never seen anybody on Flosstube stitch this one. So I'm excited about that whole process too. You know, sometimes when you don't see people stitching on and you fall in love with it and you're like, you know, start stitching on it, it's like feels special. It feels like it's yours. You're the only one that's ever stitched it, you know, kind of the feeling. So that's what makes me really excited about this project. The Scent of Old Roses. You can see she's got a flower in her hand. There's some flowers around her dress. I love the block stitching in this. Oh, this is gonna be good. So I think November, I'm gonna start that one. It's very exciting. So those are my plans. I think I've shown you everything. All of my projects, Stitchy Kindness. Thank you so much for being here. And you know, 4 years Flosstube, that's incredible. I'm just excited to be here. I'm excited. I'm thankful that you keep coming and showing up for me like I keep showing up for you. I will continue to film. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.